Are you desperate to travel again, but you're just not sure if it's going to be safe to go in the airport? Or have you already got a pre-booked holiday and you don't know how to get through the airport safely? Well, I'm Deborah Luckham and I'm going to show you the 5 hacks to digital nomad travel. If any of you have been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm a full-time digital nomad traveling the world, and when the pandemic hit, I was in Bali and had to come home and stay with my parents in Cornwall for most of the lockdown. It wasn't so bad because they live in a really touristy area and it had amazing beaches next to it, but like all of us nomads, when you get used to being on the road, you just can't wait to start travelling again. And even with the idea of being locked down for another year, I just think now, for me personally, it's the time to get moving again. I'll be going through the airport, and naturally my family are really worried about me because they think that it's a really high risk place to be when you're in an airport, especially in an aeroplane which is full of aircon and could potentially circulate the virus if anyone had it. So it got me thinking. I did a lot of research, and now I'm going to share these 5 hacks with you for the safest digital nomad travel if you're traveling. So the number one thing that I'm going to recommend is that you get airport lounge access. So I actually already use this card. It's the Amex Platinum card and it gets me loads of other travel benefits. But one of the reasons I bought it as a nomad is because I'm always in airports and I wanted to have somewhere where I could refresh myself, eat food and relax before my flights. But you know, if you think about it, segregating and isolation is the name of the game with COVID. And so the moment you get to the airport, don't think about duty free, don't think about going and getting food in all of the food halls. Just go straight to an airport lounge and wait there. You can actually get free food there as well, but they're very clean. They normally have private toilets, which lowers the risk. And they're also very nice to hang out in. So I highly recommend it. It's definitely my number one tip for isolating yourself when you're in an airport situation. My number 2 tip is when you get your mask. Now I use a reusable mask. Most of us have bought really nice reusable masks, but in an airport situation or a very busy place when you're traveling around the world, I think you need to get the throwaway blue masks, and you can get them really cheaply on eBay. I got 50 of them for £4, and just use it for that one journey and chuck it. Don't even try and wash it. So then you're keeping your reusable one for when you're in a lower densely populated area. Number 3, you might have thought of this already, but use online check-in where you can. I know we normally do it out of excitement and we want to look at where we're sat, but very seriously, don't leave it to the last minute. Do all of your online check-in where you can, print everything out if you can, or normally if you don't have a printer like I don't, they'll give you a QR code and it'll be on your phone. You'll just swipe it as you go through and you'll get through security fairly quickly. And don't forget, if you are going through airport security, already think about what they're going to ask you to take off. So if you wear a lot of jewellery, just don't put it on already. Keep anything metal off in your pocket. You can always put it on when you get off the airport at the other end, and it's going to give you less reason to be loitering in the halls where they scan you. Number 4, you may well not have thought of, but have you ever seen those guys that wrap their cases in, it looks like industrial cling film in the airport? You pay some money, put it on some scale looking like thing, and it just wraps it all up for you. Well, I'm going to be doing that in the airport, and I highly recommend it because if you think about it, you're about to put your case in with a bunch of people you don't know, and it's going to be touching suitcases and you don't know where they've come from. So if you use the tool, get your suitcase wrapped or do it at home with cling film, particularly around the handle area, and when you get off at your destination at the other end, take it off and remove it, and you've protected all of your luggage. So definitely think about doing that. It's a really good way to keep all of your stuff sanitized. Okay, number 5 is when you leave the airport, don't get on the metro and the bus. Go straight to the taxi queue. Keep your distance, obviously, but just by using a taxi, you're not going to be in a public space where people are going to be breathing in the same shared aircon, and there's also going to be a lot less people. And further to that, just say to the taxi driver, I'm happy to put my luggage in, and then it keeps all the touching to a minimum. You can get to your destination and you've not really encountered too many people, which is amazing. And I just want to throw one in there because if you are worried about going on an airplane because of the aircon, then also think about your taxi, your hotel, everywhere you go, ask them to turn the aircon off, or turn it off if you can do that yourself. and try not to use it because it's all circulated, all the air is circulated around all the different rooms. So it's just always good to avoid aircon. And similarly, if you're going to a hotel, avoid the swimming pool and just try and use the sea, because that's going to carry loads of skin fat and you don't even know what's on the surface of the water that you're going to be swimming in, so it's just not even worth the risk. And if you're thinking yourself of becoming a digital nomad, then you're in the right place, because I coach people how to create a work from anywhere business so that they can quit their 9 to 5, travel the world, or do whatever they want to with their time and create money on autopilot even while you're sleeping. So I would encourage you very much to get the free toolkit, which I'll leave in the description. And if you're ready, join the 21-day course launch challenge. I'll also put a link for it down there. And just subscribe to my channel, learn a bit more about what we do and how we do it, and hopefully I'll see you at some point in my network.